we're from Canada, so you'll be extra famous.
Yes! Canadians always become successful. Have you guys got house keys on you?
Yeah.
Don't need them, I've got my own. But here you can see I've got a bronze and a silver key. Can you see this here?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to do a quick trick. I haven't shown you something yet. I'm going to do this with these keys and your hands. Put your hand out flat. That's it, lovely. And you can see that. I want you to choose either the bronze or the silver key, your choice. Okay, so watch this. You keep the silver, I'm going to take the bronze. Watch. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw everything.
Oh, look, yeah, go. Let go of that. You can see that all that is now left here. You can slowly loosen. You should notice that the bronze has now just.
What's going on here?
That was there, wasn't it?
What's going on?
have a look in this pocket. I'll hold on to that beat. Have a look in that pocket. Have a look. You should see. What's in there?
What?
That's ridiculous. How did that even happen?
How did you do that?
Did you see it in your hand?
So what did you do? Tell us your trick.
In that pocket. Have a look. You should see. That's crazy. Is that crazy? Yeah, yeah.
That's amazing.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Lovely to meet you.
Thank you.
Lovely to meet you. Lovely to meet you. Thank you so much. Hello, Tom Elderfield here, and welcome to Scotch and Whiskey. I think you see what we did there. Now, I know what you're doing right now. You've just opened your box, you've seen these gimmicks, you've got super excited, and I please ask you, just relax. Well, I'm gonna go over these gimmicks first. I don't want you to ruin them or break them or think that something isn't working. So I'm gonna go through everything, every part of these gimmicks, all the routines, and then you guys can play around with them, because trust me, I understand you wanna play with these things instantly. They are so well made, it's incredible. Now, just a quick introduction. This idea I've had for such a long time, and I'm sure other magicians have had this idea too, and it's thanks to Hanson Chen Productions and Calvin, who's run the whole project and got these things made, that they've actually become a reality. It's crazy. I came to them a few years ago saying I really want this trick to exist, and I didn't think it was possible. They've made it possible. It's crazy. So now, the aim here is that hopefully this becomes one of your new everyday carries that you take with you everywhere you go, and hopefully it opens up doors for you. Get it? Because it's a key. Anyway, these keys are actually based and made off of my actual house keys. When I first had the idea, I sent a picture of my house keys. This was my front door key. This was my side door key. So these can quite literally probably open my house. So please don't come to my house. But these look exactly like real house keys that do exist, because I've got them. They exist. So they've just done such a phenomenal job. And so I cannot wait to get into explaining the gimmick, exploring the gimmick, how to look after the gimmick. And it really is such a utility, because it's more than just a vanish, it's more than just an appearance, it's more than just a transposition, a penetration. There's so much you could do with this. I'm really excited to get into it. Thank you so much for supporting this project and this whole project, because it's been quite a mission, which I'm going to go through right now. Welcome to Scotch and Whiskey. Key. Whiskey. I was so proud of that. But the gimmick's way better than that line. Welcome to Scotch and Whiskey. Okay, so now let's go over what you receive in your package here. Here I've got the standard set. You won't be getting this box like this. I've just got this because I wanted to feel like James Bond. But you will have all the parts that you need to perform the trick here. You should have a regular bronze key, like this. You should have a keyring, which isn't your standard type of keyring. It's one that's got a spring-loaded clip. That's very important. You'll see why when we come to the performances. We've got a little keyring here, which is actually a big magnet, so keep this away from like phones or watches. That's quite a strong magnet, which can just fit onto your everyday keys, which makes it very convenient, because you need this, it's very important. You then have your special gimmicked silver key, okay, which technically, although there's what seems like 4 parts here, there's actually a 5th part, because this magnet here is what removes the secret gimmick from the inside. I know, it's really satisfying. And then because of the magnets built into this should all connect up again. Now, to save you half an hour on going on the wrong side, the way you can tell this is very simple. Is this magnet, can you see it doesn't connect to the center? It sort of connects off. Whereas if I turn this around, boom, right in the very middle there. That way I know that this is the side that the key comes out. That's a very important bit of information, because trust me, these are examinable keys, and when they're together, you can't tell. And that's the whole point of this gimmick. It's so well made. And this didn't happen overnight, obviously. To say that they've done their research is ridiculous. They went through and bought every different type of magic key available on, I love this one, every different type of magic key and gimmick. And what they did is they looked through it all and they tried to find the sweet spot of what makes, you know, the perfect magic key gimmick. So a lot of research has gone into this prop here. Now that's what's in your standard set. If you get the deluxe set, you should also receive an extra bronze key, which is regular, an extra silver key, which is regular but matches the gimmicked one. So obviously you can't just get this exact same key that matches the gimmick. These have had to be custom made as well, but this is basically just looking like a regular key that just matches the gimmick, and there's some great routines you could do with these, which we'll get into for all the people with the deluxe set. And you also get another spare keyring with a clip as well, again used for a different routine, which we'll be getting into later on in this tutorial. That's all you should receive. Like I said, we went through a lot of different prototypes, including this prototype. This was the initial idea. And do you know what, when I got this, this is what I got this probably about a year ago now. And I first started performing with this one and testing it, and it didn't work. And I messed up. And, oh, I hit my mic, sorry. And I messed up. And I'm going to explain why. The idea was initially that this is all I wanted you to have. I just wanted you to have these two keys, and they made it. They made this key magnetic so you can separate this key there. Can you see that instead of having that extra magnet, this bit separates? And I thought this was genius. So I thought you could do the trick, and this is all you need, and all you need for your everyday carry. However, we quickly learned through actually testing this in the real world that when I handed these out for examination, people went, oh, why does the keys stick together like magnets? Oh, hang on, this one's just come out. And I had to face the awful embarrassment of examinable keys no longer being an examinable because I gave them the prop to make it unexaminable. I said examinable a lot there. So that's why we moved on from this idea and moved on to actually having the additional magnet. That's the reason for that. But yeah, that should be everything you should receive. It's all there. You can add bring some of your own additions. Like I've got, this is what is this? This is like a tag, an air tag key ring. So you can have extra key rings, which you can put on the key ring as well to make it more natural. But there are some routines you won't want this extra key ring on there. But if the right routine suits you, you could also bring some of your own extra key rings. These aren't included, sorry. But of course, have some of your own key rings ready to add. But that is everything you should receive in the standard and then the deluxe package. And again, we'll first start off with some of the performances and the handlings of the standard set, which of course you could do with the deluxe as well. But later on, we'll explain why these can be very useful extra utilities when it comes to the deluxe set as well. But yeah, those are the gimmicks and everything that you should receive, apart from the stickers additional, with Scotch and Whiskey standard and deluxe. So just before we get into the routines, I just want to quickly go over the precautions and looking after your gimmick, okay? So Hansen Chen, as you well know if you've bought their products before, they are extremely high quality, they're very well made, and so we just want to make sure you look after these as well and make sure that you don't end up breaking it or ruining it. However, it's very simple to look after. You don't want to be dropping it and throwing it around because of course there is very thin bits of metal that make this gimmick possible. As you can see, this is thin metal here. And so if you drop this and stand on it, that will bend the metal, and obviously that won't be covered under any of the warranty because you've stamped on your gimmick. So that should be fine. And the way to prevent that from any damage is as long as you always travel with these two together, you should be pretty safe. But again, don't be dropping it, don't be throwing it around, because although it is very solid and very versatile, don't test it. That's what I'm saying. Don't test it, because you want to look after these things. Also, on the inside, of course, there's the magnets, which here you can see the magnets here, as I've mentioned before. This is why you should preferably put your sticker over that to give it extra protection. I mean, these shouldn't come out unless you took an even stronger magnet and started pulling them out, which again, wouldn't recommend. Or again, if you drop this gimmick and it starts being shaken around, these are glued solidly, is that a word? I don't know, we'll take it. These are glued solidly in place, and so they shouldn't come out unless, like I say, you drop it, they're thrown around. But to prevent that and to help it even more, put that sticker over the top and that should hold it all in place. So those are the main things I'd say when traveling with a gimmick. Try and keep it together for as much as possible to prevent it from bending. Now, another thing to consider is when putting this on the keychain, another reason we've involved a keychain that's specially designed like this is because when you put the gimmick on the keychain, you can see there's no damage done to the actual key itself. Because when you bend this up and you put the key on, it can come on and off very easily. Can you see that? I could bend that up again and take it off. Whereas, I have put a gimmicked one onto this, but it is risky because what happens is I had to separate this with another key first before putting it on, because as this is such tight metal, if you were to put this gimmicked key on, it can potentially bend the shell bit here and ultimately make it harder to connect up. It'll be an oh so slight bend, but it will make it harder for these two to connect. And obviously, especially if you want to do visual vanishes, they need to have a bit of space, because you'll notice there is a slight gap. That is so minuscule, but it's to make sure that they fit together. Just like any coin unique like gimmick you may have, it isn't a hard push together because you don't want that. You want it to be able to slide in. So obviously, if you start bending the outside metal, that's going to make it a lot harder to bend in. So yeah, the main thing I would say is if you've got coin gimmicks like this, it's the same sort of treatment. Don't throw them around, don't drop them. There are magnets that can come out if you have stronger magnets or you drop them. There is thinner metal, so make sure that you don't bend or stand on them at all. But apart from that, it should be fine as an everyday carry to go in your pocket, ready to perform it anywhere. And like I say, they're so well made. They are so solid, so strong, but don't test it. You're good. It's a great prop. Enjoy it. And yeah, those are the main things. Do not also go to too high temperature environments, because that can affect the magnetic fields on this. And also don't put this around any stronger magnets. It can mess up the magnets that are within the gimmick. So stay away from excessive hot temperatures and excessive magnets, and don't drop it from excessive heights. It's just excessive. Don't be excessive. Enjoy the gimmicks. Look after them. They're lovely. Put them in your pocket. Keep them safe. And that is the basic precautions on how to look after your Scotch and whiskey gimmicks. Okay, so now let's get into the setup. It's very simple. You're going to take the keyring. You're going to put the gimmick onto the keyring like so. You're going to put the spare bronze onto the gimmick like so. And I'd recommend putting the magnet onto there as well, just so when you transport this and carry this around with you, this is all you need there. Now, if you've got the deluxe sets, where you've got the non-gimmick silver key and an extra non-gimmick bronze key, and the extra keyring, put all of those onto one extra keyring as well. And I'd recommend keeping them separate so you don't get them mixed up, because there'll be nothing worse when you're in performance getting these two mixed up. So put that again to the side. Now, obviously, as you then come to perform this is just how you keep it in your pockets. Take the magnet off, and that's the reason you put that on there is just to make sure that you keep it all together and you don't lose this magnet. So you take that off, and you're ready to set up. And the setup, as I've explained before, the magnet should be able to find the middle. But another easier way to find this, by the way, this is how I do it. I always just, nope, yes. But if you want more visual to guarantee that you get it every time, the key has also been designed where there's two lines on the side of the gimmick where the magnet goes. As you can see on this side, there's only one line. If you can see that, there's only one line on this side, two lines on this side. So the side that has two lines is the side that the magnet connects to and can separate the gimmick, okay? And that is the ultimate setup. So once you've got that, you're good to go. You take off the extra bronze key when it comes to performance, and you're ready to go into your basic performance. So now let's get into the basic performances of Scotch and Whiskey. So here are some additional parts of the setup which you don't necessarily have to do. I mean, I personally don't, because these quite literally are my house keys. But here's some additional thoughts which you can add to make it more convincing and feel maybe less magic proppy. First of all, what you can do is you can add extra keys to the keychain, because when performing, they're so easy to take on and off. You can add them on so it just looks like a regular bunch of keys, including key rings or air tags. You can put these on as well. So this literally looks like just your average set of keys. So when you come to perform, you can just take this all apart and take these off and say, let's just leave 2 keys on here. And so it could just feel less proppy, less setup. You can make it feel more authentic by taking them out, leaving them on the table. And they can actually, of course, be your real house keys as well, because hey, if this becomes your everyday carry, you might as well just carry your keys as well with this. And an additional part, again, I personally don't see this as necessary, but some of you may have noticed this already, so I want to highlight it to you. When the key gimmick is together, like this, there is one area when it comes to examination which could possibly be seen as suspicious, and that is in the circular bit here. If you look at, I wonder if the camera can pick this up, at a tight angle, can you see that there? You can see a bit of bronze. Now this is actually because this is so well made, in my opinion. Instead of spray painting this key with some bronze spray, this has actually been made with real metal, which prevents it from fading at all. Whereas what this part is when I separate it, this bronze part here, it actually is 2 keys that are like stuck together and glued together, super thin. But this is better than having this spray painted bronze. But what this does mean is when it's together, there's one element which is that tiny little bit inside bit there. I've never been caught out, nor do I think you'll ever get caught out. But if you're watching it and you're feeling a bit paranoid about it yourself, there's a very easy fix. You could buy metallic pens online. There's Sharpie, that are silver Sharpies, and all you have to do is just color that inside in. And that's all you would need to do to make sure that this is extra clean. But like I say, I just wanted to highlight it. But if a spectator spots that, then their name is most likely Hanson Chen, and he helped design this product. So I've never had anyone catch me out on that tiny bit there. But I just wanted to highlight that. It's an additional part of the setup if you want to do that. Add some keys, make it seem more authentic, make it feel more like your real set of keys, which I'm sure you will do, especially with the convenience of this lovely little clip. So yep, there's some additional little thoughts on setup with the Scotch and Whiskey. Okay, so now let's get into the studio basic performance of Scotch and Whiskey. First, I'm going to need my assistant. Who am I kidding? I've got no friends, it's just me and you. Let's do this. Here, I've got a keychain with my house keys. I've got my front door key and my back door key, and you can see that they are locked onto this key ring. They can't get off. Now watch, I want to show you a really cool trick with this. I'm going to just take them like this. Watch. See that? You can see actually the bronze completely vanishes here. Look, check that out. You can check that out. Just imagine you're checking that out. I know you're not actually here. And you're probably wondering where the bronze key goes. Over here, underneath the bottle like that. There we go. And of course, now everything is fully examinable. And that is the basic studio performance of Scotch and Whiskey. So let's get into the explanation of the most basic performance. This is the most stripped back it gets. You could do this straight away. It's so easy. Even Julius Dean told me that he can do it. What? It's that easy. Now, all you're gonna need to do is have the gimmick on the keyring like this. You're gonna set this key up beforehand and place it somewhere, such as what I did is put it underneath the bottle. That's there from the very get-go. And using the magnet, you're going to connect it to your gimmick and separate the gimmick. Now, of course, either find the middle, or as you can see, there's a single line there, there's the double line there. So I know that this double lines on the key here means that that's the side that separates. So I can separate that key like this. You hide the magnet, you can put it in your pocket, but that needs to get out of play now. And then you take these keys, this gimmick, and you're going to flip it all the way around to the very front to make sure that they don't interlock, okay? And now you're ready, you're set up to perform the basic performance. So to do this, you introduce the keys however you want to introduce them. I say they're my house keys because, like I say a million times, they really are based on my house keys. And what you're going to do is, you're going to show that they're connected to the key ring. And some things you could say here, like, this makes it sleight of hand free. You may have seen magicians do coin magic. Well, with keys, this is now sleight of hand free because they're locked onto the key ring. Now, all you have to do is one move, which is get this key from the front to the back. But obviously, on the back of this, it's the silver key. And it's all done within the bigger motion covering the smaller motion. This big motion is covered, this big motion covers this small motion of it going round to the other side. And your hand is literally going to cover the silver side. So as you show them linked on here, grab this gimmick, cover that silver side, and flip it round to the very back. I like to keep my thumb there just to stop it from actually connecting as well, because the last thing you want is these two to connect and lock, because then you can't do the trick. So again, you show that they are both on there, you take this key, you can act like you're pulling it, as you then bring it all the way around to the back, and now you are ready for the move, okay? Now to do the move, this is if you want to do a quick visual vanish. All you have to do is keep these keys separate and held onto the key ring like this. And you put your one finger in the middle there, and you just hold onto the keys like this. Okay? You can play around with the handling of this. So I've seen some people try it like this. This can be quite easy as well. But as long as you just keep these two separate, you're good to go. Now, I'm going to explain what might happen, okay? And how to prevent it from happening. If you don't do it right, okay, perfect. If you don't do it right, notice that I did no motion there or anything, and you can see that they haven't interlocked entirely. Can you get that? It's quite hard to see, but they haven't fully locked in. Now, first of all, if this does happen in performance, it's a very easy fix. You just have to go like this. Remember, the spectator doesn't know what's happening, so all you have to do to fix it is just go like this, and it will connect because you've got magnets there. However, to prevent this happening in the first place is actually very, very easy. What you want to do is just hold them there together like this, okay? And we recommend going up to about a 45-degree angle like this. You do one sharp motion forward and back, like sharp. So you can see that. So you kept them separated, like so. And then one sharp motion forward and back. So let's see if I can do this for you. It's quite hard from an over-the-shoulder angle here. But so 45-degree angle, forward and back, and they should just connect straight away. This means you don't have to touch it. You will be able to instantly show it all the way around that it's connected. That motion of going from 45 degrees forward and back should make it lock like this. Because you want this to be as clean as possible. You want to just show two keys, boom, one's vanished, hands off, straight away hand it out. That is the cleanest way to make the key vanish. But like I say, on the off chance that they don't connect, or maybe you got the wrong angle there, or you didn't have enough motion, just be vigilant of it, and it's really simple to sort. You just squeeze these ends and they will connect because they've got magnets in them. And then you just take your praise as you reveal where the key reappears, such as under the bottle there. Now obviously it doesn't have to be under the bottle. You could put this literally anywhere. If you're performing for friends,